In August 2012, my husband and I arrived in Addis Ababa. That's the capital city of Ethiopia, and that is a country in East Africa. No worries. When I first heard of it, I didn't know where it was either. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. It was raining, and it was night. A driver from my husband's school picked us up and drove us to our hotel. At that time, Ethiopia had no trains. Addis Ababa had no stoplights on the streets. Street lights barely existed, and neither did sidewalks. The only lights the city had during the night were the light bulbs of each compound house or corrugated sheet shed. As we drove to our hotel during the rain, we passed by corrugated sheet sheds, people wrapped in blankets sleeping on the street, and stray dogs, only made visible by our car lights or a single yellow light bulb. Our hotel was a very cheap, low-standard hotel. We weren't allowed to enter through the main entrance. It was night and the hotel was already in security mode. All doors shut. So we got let in through the stuff entrance. A blanket-wrapped guard opened the door of a big gate and led us up the staircase to our room. The room was small, it smelled, it was dirty and night and wet. We were so tired from the 9-hour flight. The moment we closed the door of our room, I started crying. And my husband just held me in his arms and I said, "What the heck did we get ourselves into? This is where we have to live for the next 2 years." That was our beginning and it stayed this tough. The next couple of days, we looked for houses, an experience of itself. After we finally found one, we went to a colleague of my husband who was about to leave, got all his furnitures and brought them to our house. Yeah, no IKEA or store to pick your new furnitures and make beautiful arrangements. No, it was take what you get. The day of moving was very exhausting to us. During all day, we only had some white bread and water, so we were really tired, culture shocked, and very hungry. And as I was standing in front of my new, very used stove, cooking my noodles and tomato sauce, I somehow managed to get that during the day. The light turned off. Blackout. And I was about to melt in frustration for a split second. No light, no heat, no food. No, I'm so hungry. But as I bent down to check the heat, I saw the blue flame burning. It was one of the best moments in my life to see that flame. I had bought a gas stove, not knowing that it would save my dinner several times over the next years. It was dark and I didn't have a candle handy yet, but at least I got to cook my dinner and eat. Sometimes it's the little things. But during the next year, I experienced so many frustrations around food. Coming from Germany, I was used to eat bread with meat and cheese toppings for dinner. Well, the Germans are so passionate about their bread, they go long ways and pay very high prices just to have their bread. So the German community in Ethiopia found an NGO that baked bread for them and delivered it to the German embassy school where I worked. So I had bread, but the local butter was a disaster in my taste. Sausages and other meat and cheese toppings were super expensive. I couldn't eat those on an everyday basis, and I didn't even buy them for the holidays. That actually meant no bread for us. In Germany, I usually had cereal with milk in the morning. In Ethiopia, the milk was packed in little plastic bags, like those gummy bear bags, and it wasn't pasteurized. So not super convenient if you have to cook the milk before you eat it, and the taste was not to my liking, so no milk for me, no cereal for me. Meat was sold at a butcher shop. I don't really remember if they even had meat inspection, but I didn't get that. I would eat meat only in restaurants. I once bought some chicken from one of the grocery stores in Addis Ababa, but I somehow ended up giving this meat to my dog and even he didn't touch it. But luckily I was fortunate enough to go eat in restaurants once a week. So we ate burgers, Italian food, Chinese, Korean, Ethiopian food. That was amazing. But during the other days of the week, I had to learn how to eat differently. But how? I got so frustrated about that issue that it made me depressed. At that time, I didn't realize it. I was so mad at everything, so frustrated that I had to stay 1.5 more years. I didn't enjoy myself anymore. Changing your diet is one of the toughest things you can do in your life. It takes a lot of you to be successful. If I hadn't been stuck there, I would have given up immediately, and I went dark places before I got out of it. How did I change my diet? I got help. Addis Abeba has amazing juice bars. Mango, avocado, papaya, strawberry, lemon, you name it. And very affordable to me. One of my friends showed me how I could make marmalade of those juices. So for breakfast, I then got oatmeal and had it with mango marmalade, a delicacy, because where do you get organic marmalade? The city didn't offer any cooking classes, and my friends from school didn't really cook the Ethiopian dishes. So I asked my guard if he could ask his mother and then tell me how to cook shirowot, misirwot, and so on. He said he asks his mother and then he shows me. I was so grateful because it's so much easier to learn when someone is not just telling you how to do something, but actually shows it to you. My German friends sometimes showed me what German food was possible to cook with Ethiopian ingredients. So no, I didn't read cookbooks, and I didn't find my way through it by myself. I got instructed by other people. I had help. I want to add one more information to make the unbelief even bigger for you. In 2012, I didn't just get married and move to Ethiopia. I also got my master's degree in nutrition science. So you would think, she has 4 years of university bagging her up. She knows what is healthy and how to eat it. Well, feel free to laugh at me now. I do so myself whenever I tell this story. I knew nothing. Of course, I knew the food pyramid, and I had instructed families on how to eat healthy so they wouldn't be overweight and obese. I now learn from my experience and now understand that whenever I try to help someone lose weight, it's as if I place them in a strange country. The food they are used to eat is not available to them anymore, and handing out cookbooks is not the help they need. They need to stand side by side me and watch what I do. Cook one dish, but how to manage to serve a healthy meal every day. How to come up with ideas for cooking without getting frustrated. Knowing what is healthy is one thing, but knowing how to put it on the table is a completely different story. But they're bonded together. Are you also trying to change your diet and can relate to that experience? Please share with me in the comments, and what is your biggest frustration around putting food on the table? Let me know. I would love to hear. Also, if you haven't done it yet, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. There are much more videos about to come.